Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So today we're going to talk just a little bit about what I think a new prepper's first gun should be. I kind of covered this briefly in a video that I did not too long ago called The First 5 Things a New Prepper Should Buy. And in the video, in the comments section, I got a lot of folks that were talking about the other different kinds of guns that they thought should be first. So I just wanted to do this video to kind of explain why I chose a 9mm pistol as the first gun for a new prepper to buy. And let me just say that I think the idea of only owning one gun is just silly anyway, because you probably need at least 7 to cover like the minimum basics of all the different kinds of things that can come up, right? Because every gun has a specific thing that it's better at than the others. There's really no one gun that does everything well. So let me just go ahead and dig right into this. The reason that I think that you should buy a 9mm pistol right now, today, if you're a new prepper, is because we are not living in an SHTF situation right now. Everything's going well. Trump got into office. You know, everything's going fine. People are still going to work. And I believe, even in times of peace like we are in right now, every citizen who's capable and knowledgeable enough to do so should be carrying concealed if it's legal to do so in their state. So that's why I think that you should buy a 9mm pistol right now, is so that you can start concealed carrying now. That way you can get additional training right now. You can you know, go to training. You can learn to use the weapon proficiently now while times are good, so that after a situation happens, you'll already be proficient with it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with 12 gauge for home defense. It is the second gun that I would recommend buying. But because we only spend, you know, 1/3 to 1/2 of our lives in our house, we need to have a gun that we can conceal for the rest of the time when we're not in our home. Because right now it's just not practical to buy and carry a 12 gauge around with you all over the place. Okay, same thing with an AR-15 or a 22 long rifle. You know, some of the other suggestions that were put in as what they thought should be the first gun. And the bottom line is that a 9mm, A, it can be concealed. B, it is efficient at self-defense. It's very efficient and it does the job well. The round is designed and intended for stopping people, okay, for killing folks, and it's killed more than probably any other pistol, you know, in the world, I would imagine. The other thing is that it is good for home defense as well. You know, right now, in a situation where we are right now, if somebody, you know, knocks on your door in the middle of the night, chances are you're not going to grab a shotgun and answer the door, you know. But you can grab a 9mm, throw it in your waistband, and go down to answer the door. Okay, if you hear a bump outside or something like that, you can easily toss on, you know, the 9mm, and as opposed to grabbing the shotgun and walking around the neighborhood with the shotgun, you know, trying to see what's going on. So a 9mm is more practical for the world that we live in. All right, it's also very capable at providing for your defense out to 100 yards, you know. I've got several videos on it shooting 75 and, you know, 80 yards at man-sized targets and hitting them on a regular enough basis that it could provide for your defense. So even in an SHTF situation, a 9mm can be a very practical weapon. I think it was the guy from the Modern Survival blog that lived through Argentina, that he said that that was, the 9mm was the preferred weapon to have, because when a society collapses, it generally just doesn't stop overnight like it would in like an EMP situation or something. Generally what happens is you have this long, slow degrading of the economy, and things get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Well, during those times when it's getting worse, you still have to pay your bills. You still have to go to work. You still have to go to the grocery store. You still have to do all those things, and you're not going to do them carrying a shotgun, okay? Because civility, generally speaking, history has shown us, doesn't just stop, okay? We like to talk about that a lot in the prepper and survivalist community, you know, that it's the big end of the world thing, and it all happens at once, and that's kind of the focus that a lot of people get, but that's not really the reality of the situation. Usually it takes a long, slow decline, and things just get worse and worse and worse. And so during that time, you've got to be able to still provide for your own self-defense, because crime is going to increase. People are going to want to take your stuff, and you still need to be able to defend yourself, okay? Bottom line is that 9mm pistols, especially striker-fired pistol with no safety, is probably one of the simplest handguns or simplest guns that you can use. I mean, put the magazine in it, rack it, front sight on target, pull trigger. You know, not difficult. Especially at close ranges that you're talking about inside of a home, or in a person-to-person kind of conflict where somebody's mugging you or something like that. Very easy to use, very easy to you know, to train with, and very effective as well. So, you know, those are the reasons that I recommend that people buy a 9mm first, and it could be any concealable pistol. Okay, it could be .45 caliber, it could be .40 Smith & Wesson, it could be whatever. I think that you know, .380 ACP is probably the lowest acceptable standard. As far as power goes, I prefer a 9mm over a .380, but some people like the .380 for concealability. I used to have a .380 that I carried, but 9mm is probably, you know, the best all around at not getting too much penetration, but still having a good stopping power. So anyway, guys, that's just a few of the reasons why I chose, you know, to recommend a 9mm as the first firearm that you buy. Believe me, I do not think that it is the only firearm that you should own. I think there are several firearms, you know, like I said, probably a minimum of 7 that every prepper should have, and I'll do a separate video on that so you guys can get more thoughts on that if you'd like. But anyway, guys, I definitely appreciate it if you subscribe. If you like videos like this, I do wilderness survival and you know, disaster preparedness and outdoor gear reviews, and just try to do some stuff like this that's kind of thought-provoking, to get, you know, new folks engaged in disaster preparedness as well. And so if you like stuff like that, then you can hit the subscribe button. If you already subscribed, click the little bell button. That way you get an email notification each time a new video is uploaded. And as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.